Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel. And welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Angels rebuild here on MLB The Show 25. Today, we have a big one. It's always a big one when it includes trade deadline. So today we will finish the month of June, which is what we got to. We got to about June 17th when we finished last episode. We started what could possibly be the final season of A's baseball here on the channel. We started it and we played pretty well for the most part. We've struggled mightily, which is kind of weird because we have such a dominant team, but we haven't simulated the best we could have. But we also have the All-Star break in here, the draft, which the draft's not going to really mean much if this is the final season. Even if it's not the final season, the players that we drafted in this draft won't play ever. But that's okay because we've got the trade deadline, which is going to be the most important trade deadline of the series. Because that man right there, Spencer Schwellenbach, the man that we could possibly be going after in today's episode. Last episode, we made a move for Tarek Skubal. Yeah, that Skubal. I couldn't believe that I actually pulled the trigger, but I did. We traded Jared Jones along with a couple other people. I think Nelson Rada was a part of the deal. We made the move for Tarek Skubal because Jared Jones just wasn't getting the job done, and Skubal is on another heater as he usually is. I mean, look at the way that he simulated these seasons that we've had here in Angels franchise. He's been so good as he always is. So I thought bringing Skubal in would be an amazing addition to the team. He now pairs up with Paul Skeens, Rhett Lauder, and Bryce Miller. Who Bryce Miller we talked about possibly trading. We're not going to be doing that because he's having an unbelievable season. I mean, look at this season. This is a fantastic season from Bryce Miller. So we're not trading him. Rhett Lauder's staying around because he's having a pretty solid year. Paul Skeens, funny enough, is the one guy that's struggling, which you wouldn't think he'd be struggling that much, but he's not having a great year at all. He's getting hit around. So he needs to pull it together, figure it out as we move on to the second half of the year. Thomas Gillian, we moved out of the starting role because he was just getting absolutely destroyed. And I don't know why he's not simulating better. He's got decent stats. You'd think that he'd simulate okay, but he's not simulating well at all. He's pitched 53 innings, started 7 games, and he's gotten rocked. Now, Jarangelo Saintja, who we put in his place, is not doing much better, but he's doing better than what Gillian was doing. So the switch pitcher is our 5th starter for right now. But I did mention that Spencer Schwellenbach could be our 5th starter. And the only reason I say that is because he was the guy that we were initially going to trade for until I decided to make the move to get Tarek Skubal. So Schwellenbach still could be on the table if we're able to pull together the assets to be able to get him. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but that's kind of my number one target, what I'm looking at for this trade deadline. That's like our big money move for the deadline. As for the lineup, we are very, very good, as you would expect. A little inconsistent, as you can see by our record, but we are still a very, very good team, hitting pretty well. I mean, Brent Rooker's doing exactly what I asked him to do, which was come in here and just hit bombs. He's got 11 already. He's got a 234 average. He's slugging 409. He needs to get that average and slugging up a little bit, but for right now, he's doing okay. Shawano is struggling slightly after coming off of a very, very good season last year, so maybe he's not the first baseman for this team. Zach Neto's doing fine. Camaro's hitting well. Eiley Perez and Joshua De Paula or not Joshua. Actually, would it be Josh? It would be Hosea? I don't know. De Paula is doing well. And the reason he's playing is because, wouldn't you know, another injury to James Wood. He's been here for 5 seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is his 5th season here in Los Angeles. He's missed half the games he's played here. I don't know, that's probably an exaggeration, but you get the idea. He's missed so many games due to injury. He's had torn ligaments. He's had broken bones. He's had anything you can think of to get injured with. James Wood, in his time here in Los Angeles, has gotten it. And what do you know? He's injured again after playing only 30 games, and he's going to be done for a while. So another injury to James Wood. He could just not stay healthy. I've never seen a player so snake bitten in an MLB The Show franchise, at least in one of my MLB The Show franchises. But here we are, June 17th, a game and a half back of the A's. If we can just pull it together and get this, I mean, this is a massive series against the Yankees. They're 41-29. They're having a great season. If I were to even consider a trade with Spencer Schwellenbach. What would it even take? I would have to give up Durangelo, I think. And that already does a pretty good job. I'd be willing to give up Durangelo. What else would I be willing to give up? Probably another prospect pitcher if I absolutely had to. I wouldn't prefer to do it, but if I absolutely needed to do it, I would. I probably also would be willing to give up Sam Bachman if that gets it done. I don't know if that does. I mean, it does a little bit. It's not really that much. Tim Herron really pushes it through. Okay, I didn't realize that he was. Rasmussen does. Kirk. Okay, so most of these relief pitchers get it done. Do they really need relief pitching? I mean, yeah, they kind of do. No wonder the relief pitchers need pushes it through because a lot of these guys are moving it across like crazy. Although, funny enough, the one guy that I'd be willing to trade, Sam Bachman's not really doing much on the trade needle. Who else would I be willing to move on here? We don't have a lot of shortstop depth or left field depth. We do have Rio Foster, who I'd be willing to give up, but he doesn't really do anything, which is a little unfortunate. I guess it would have to be another relief pitcher, but who would I, out of these guys that they'd be willing to give, or they'd be willing to take, who would I be willing to move? None of these guys move it. It's just going to be one of our starters. I'm not willing to move Tim Herron, I don't think, even though I am paying him $10 million, although he's not having that good of a year at all. We paid him for the season he had last year with the A's. He's not having that type of season this year. That's a little interesting. Okay. Drew Rasmussen's having a phenomenal season. Kerkering's struggling a little bit, although he is maybe starting to figure it out slightly. Yeah, he's starting to figure it out his last 3 games. He's got to lower that ERA. Ben Joyce having a fantastic year. So really, it's just Tim Herron, funny enough. Tim Herron's the one guy that's struggling, although Usade's not pitching well at all, and Usada would get it done. I could see a world where we trade Edwin Usada. He's been here for a while, 3 seasons. This is his 3rd season here, and he's not pitching. He's pitched in 20 innings, and he's not having the season. Now, he could very well turn it around, but we have the opportunity to make this trade. We probably should do it. Maybe not right now, but I'm just saying we should probably do that at some point this episode. So we'll move on. Let's start simulating huge series against the Yankees. Let's get it. So Jared Jones, that's the trade. So we traded Jared Jones, Nelson Rada, and Robert McDowell for Tarik Skubal from the Braves. That's where he had signed. Keith Melendez injured for 2 to 3 months with a fractured arm. We take 3 of 4 against the Yankees. That's a massive series. Look at their record up in the top corner. They were having a phenomenal year. And we take 3 of 4 against them. Absolutely massive win. We sweep the Astros coming off of that the Yankees series. And now we have a 2 games to 1 series win over the Red Sox. What an end of the month. Those last 3 series, we went, what do we go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2. 8 and 2. I guess I should have just looked at our last 10. We went 8 and 2 in our last 10 games. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. We passed the A's for the top spot in the division. Has Paul Skeens figured it out? Yeah, I think Paul Skeens is starting to get a little bit better. A little bit more on track. Durangelo's pitching pretty well, though. I don't know if I really want to move him. But if it gets us Schwellenbach, I mean, that would really help us out. And then we finish up the month of July with a series loss. Porter Hodge going to the Mets from the Cubs. But a 2-1 series loss to the bad Nationals. Who, fun fact, could be my franchise team for MLB The Show 26 when it comes out. Just letting you know now, they're at the top of the list. Because we moved back to the National League. We flip-flop the leagues every year. We did the Reds. Then we did, the Royals next. Then we did, the Padres. Then we did, what was last year? Well, it had to have been, no, I'm missing one. We did the Reds. We did the Royals. I know the Padres are in there somewhere. Maybe it was the Padres and then the Angels. Did we do the Padres last season? No, it couldn't have been last season, was it? I don't remember. Whatever. We flip-flop the leagues. So we're the Angels this year, so we're in the American League. So next year we'll go back to the National League for our franchise. And the Nationals are at the top of that list for teams to rebuild. Obviously, so are the Pirates. And who else is bad in the National League? I guess we could take a quick look. So you got the Nationals, obviously. Probably not the Marlins. Everybody does the Marlins. The Pirates are definitely, they're not bad in this series, but because we played them in the World Series. But in real life, they're not very good. The Brewers are bad in this series. They're god-awful this year. The Rockies are an option. We've already done the Padres. Who else? I don't really know. Probably just those teams. Maybe the Mets because of how historic of a collapse that they had in real life when they were trying to make the playoffs. They just absolutely collapsed in on themselves. So the Mets could be an option, but the Nationals are at the very top of that list. I just wanted to let you know about that. James Wood is eligible to reinstate it, but he's still injured. We did just beat Jared Jones, by the way. So Jared Jones pitched for the Braves in that game, and we just beat him, which is pretty cool. So we now have James Wood back on the team, but we have to lower somebody to AAA. So who's that going to be? Who did I move up? We still have Trout up here, which is just horrible that he's up here, but he has to be because he's Mike Trout. Who did I move down? I don't remember. Or who did I call up when he got injured? I don't remember who it was. I don't remember who I called up. I guess I could move Yaseda down since we're probably going to be trading him anyway. Oh, wait, what's that say? Oh, never mind. He's got 5 years of service time. Never mind. Can't move him down. I guess I move Gillian down, but he's got no more. How does he have out of options already? That's kind of crazy. He's out of options. Huh. Okay. I guess it can't be Thomas Gillian unless I want somebody to take him in the off of waivers, which I definitely don't want to have happen. So I'm going to have to move somebody else down. Who do I move down? Brett Rooker's our DH. DePaula's good. Trout's got to be up here. Acuna's our right fielder, so it's not going to be any outfielders. Neto, it's not going to be Theo Gillen, right? I mean, he's the defending rookie of the year. Although he's not hitting amazingly. He's had 159 at-bats. That's a decent sample size. And he's not hitting overly well. Maybe it is him. Does he have any more options? He has 2. He would definitely get a call back up in September, but I think Theo's going to get sent out just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. So that we can get James Wood. Well, James Wood will come back into the left fielder once he's fully healthy. Connie Jones injured for 1 to 2 months. Let's get some big wins against the Blue Jays. That's a big one. They're not that good, so we sweeping them is pretty nice. Brent Rooker against Felix Bautista, bottom 10, nobody out, and we are down by 1 with Rengifo on second. Let's jump in. First time today in the episode. Let's jump in and see if Brent Rooker, our big free agent signing this past year, let's see if we can make some magic with him. We're rocking the old school jerseys. Love to see it. And nobody out, bottom 10. Rengifo is the ghost runner on second. And wow, Felix Bautista, even all these years into the future, still has his heater. He just blew that fastball right by me. Even I knew it was coming, and he blew it by me. That's almost worse than, oh, we just tied it up. Brent Rooker with a big-time RBI single. Sometimes the guest pitch works in my favor. Sometimes it works against me, because when I know that it's coming, then I try to time it up too perfectly, and then that's how I miss that first strike like I just did there with Rooker. Perez, early swing, gets around on it, 56 speed. I'm sending him to third. That's probably a bad idea, but I'm going to commit to it. Oh, it was a real bad idea. He got gunned out. Perez makes it to second. I shouldn't have sent him to third. 56 speed was a little too slow to get him to third, but that's okay because Ailey Perez becomes basically a ghost runner at this point. So he makes it to second, and that brings up Junior Caminero, who's having a pretty solid season. I'd like to see him hit a little bit better, but he's doing, I can't complain too much. He's having a pretty solid season. And Bautista's got it 2-0 here. Let's see what Jose Bautista's got in store for us. Ooh, a 3-0 count. He's pitching low to Caminero. He does not want Caminero to beat him here. And I think I've got red light here. I'm not going to swing no matter what the pitch is. It's a good pitch, but I'm not going to swing at it. It probably would have resulted in an out. Not taking that risk. It's 3-1. Now we've probably got green light. Ooh, that probably would have been a ball. It looked like it was going to stay in the zone the last second there. Although you never know with these umpires. They probably would have called that a strike. Oh, that was a ball. What am I doing? I'm trash. I'm trash. I forgot that the guest pitch is like broken now for some reason. So the guest pitch where it says it's going to be in the zone is not where it's going. And it actually went way high and out of the zone for a ball. But I swung at it because I just forgot about that. Oh, that was ball 4. I'm stupid. I apologize for that. I swung at that because I thought I could get around it. DePaula might actually have done it. DePaula with the walk-off. Oh, that's money. That's the money shot right there. Big walk-off for the boys. We needed that. That's a big walk-off win. We needed that one too. And I like this Day Paula kid. I like him. I'm glad we made that trade for him because he is pretty nice. I mean, how many people do you think could take that ball from Batista and send it over the wall for a 2-run walk-off homer? That's a much-needed win. James Wood's actually fully healthy now. We're 3 games up on the A's. So that means James Wood, oh, he's already back in? Yeah, he's already back in. Perfect. James Wood's already back in. Now, hopefully he can start to get back into his regular form after the injury. Lee Brister with another save. AJ Puck traded from the Giants to the Brewers for 2 random players, I guess. There's Uceda. He loses the game. Okay, Charlie Condon from the Rockies to the Reds. Little losing streak we're on right now, so our lead that we had on the A's is kind of going away. That's okay, though, because we've got bottom of the 7. Bases are loaded for Oneil Cruz. Last episode, Oneil Cruz started the year hot. He was unbelievable, unstoppable. So I'm assuming he's going to be the same here. Here comes Oneil Cruz back again in the retro uniforms. And we're going to see if bases loaded, 1 out against Asa Lacy. Oneil Cruz misses the 4-seam. I had good timing on it. That's an unfortunate out for Oneil Cruz. That's tough. Larry MacArthur is projected to be the number 1 overall pick by the Blue Jays this year. That is an unfortunate out. But Rengifo, he changes things. Luis Rengifo walks us off. Are we really going to have 2 walk-offs? Oh, it's not walk-offs. It's the bottom of the 7th. My bad. Never mind. We're not going to have 2 walk-offs when we jump in. But we do take the lead, so it's the same deal, I guess. We just don't win the game. Luis Rengifo with a huge 2-run single. And Acuna smacks that baseball to third base. Unfortunately, the third baseman was right there. Can we hold on for the win, please? Oh my God, the Diamondbacks are battling. Can Lee Brister get it done? Yes, he can. The Angels win another one. 5-4. We got off the losing streak there. That's huge. We needed to because the losing streak was pretty brutal. 3 in a row is not what you want to see right before the All-Star break. And then we've got the 2030 draft. Obviously, I didn't scout anybody because, like I said, the scouting doesn't matter. And we have pick 30. So we're not going to get anybody that good anyway. But we'll jump into it, and we'll draft the future of the franchise, I guess. First pick, is it going to be that Larry MacArthur guy from the Blue Jays? No, they go off the beaten path and take Darryl Lawrence, a starting pitcher. They must have scouted him, and he looked pretty good, I guess, because that is not anywhere near the projected number 1 overall. Charlie Pratt goes number 2 to Cincinnati. He actually looks fairly good, although we only have 10% on him, so we don't know for sure. And then the number 3 overall pick is the Marlins taking Gary Keller, left fielder. So Larry MacArthur, dude, where's he at? He was projected to be the number 1 overall pick. Here he is. He's a starting pitcher. And apparently he's not that good because teams are passing on him. Let's see if he's still at our pick. Where did he go? Did he actually not get taken yet? Oh, he got taken 26 by the Dodgers. So the projected number 1 overall pick falls to 26. That's a little insane. That is a little insane if you ask me. So us scouting here for our first round pick. This Nick Waldron dude looks like a very solid outfielder, but he's not a first round pick. He's a good defensive speed outfielder. I think we're just going to have to take somebody that we don't have scouted because I can't take somebody that's not a first round pick in the first round. Mariano Ortiz looks very, very good. I know we don't have him scouted, but I'm going to take a flyer on Mariano Ortiz. Remember, these guys don't matter. So we're going to take a flyer on him. And then I guess at this point we can take somebody. And Nick Waldron, I feel like, could be a better second-round pick than a first-round pick. So I'm okay taking Nick Waldron right here. He does look okay. We move to the 3rd round. We've got a third baseman scouted, Robert Trimble. We'll take him. He looks fairly good, at least hitting-wise. We got a couple second basemen that we have a little bit scouted. Chester Stanley, but I'm kind of thinking we take a pitcher here. Howard Miley. Let's do that. Let's take Howard Miley, the relief pitcher. And then we have pick 167, which is our second to last pick. Is there any starting pitching left? No starting pitching left. Do we have anybody scouted? We have one guy scouted left. Let's just take Chester Stanley. I think he was injured, it said there. That's not that bad. Let's take somebody else here. We'll grab another relief pitcher. How about this guy, Herschel Fiorentino? Herschel Fiorentino, I think is how you pronounce that. And now we move to the home run derby. Anybody participate? Oh, it's at Fenway. Interesting. No, nobody participating in the home run derby this year. I think next year in MLB The Show 26, I got to try to get Lawrence Butler on my team because he seems to simulate really, really well. Now, that's not a guarantee he's going to simulate well in 26, but Lawrence Butler seems like he's the future of the team or the future of MLB The Show. We're not going to play the home run derby because we don't have anybody participating. Alec Boehm traded from the Cubs to the Pirates. I forgot he signed with the Cubs. He is traded for 2 prospects. All right. All-Star game. I would assume we have some people playing in this because we have been very good this year. So let's take a little peekies, see what we got working here. It is going to be at whatchamacallit? Fenway, I should say. It's going to be at Fenway, so we got to get the continuity. So there we go. Quick counts are on. All right, so we got Scooble participating, although a lot of this he didn't do with us, but a few of it is. A few of it he's done with us. Then we also have Bryce Miller, who's having just a fantastic season. I'm glad we didn't trade him. Shea McClanahan, Matt Manning. So we got 2 starting pitchers. We've got Lee Brister, who makes another All-Star game. I mean, he's just a beast. He's super good. I love him. He's already got 23 saves this year. So we have 3 pitchers. Perfect. We've got Ronald Acuna leading off at right field. Okay. There's Lawrence Butler, who's a 99 overall. He seems to be a beast. But he's not on our team. And then we have Luis Rengifo, who makes it as a second baseman. Okay. So we are represented fairly well here in Angels baseball in the All-Star game. And we got the leadoff man. Let's go and represent the Angels well with a couple of big outings in the All-Star game with our boys.
It's the National League All-Stars taking on the American League All-Stars. Gotta love the All-Star festivities. Always a great show. We'll be back to get this thing started after this. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Singy, always special when we get together to call the All-Star game.
Well, we've done a lot of these together, and sometimes you come in and think, ho-hum, another year. But once you look and you see these All-Star players, their uniforms on, them interacting with one another, you realize just how special it is. It's going to be a great one tonight.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. All right, just about set to go. Our starting pitcher in this one.
I know I say this every single time I play an All-Star game, but I love the fact that MLB moved back to wearing the team jerseys for the All-Star game. I mean, it just makes it look better. The jerseys that they had, some of them were cool over the years. The team All-Star game jerseys that they had, some of them have been cool. Is that going to be a home run walk-off? Oh my God, or not walk-off, lead-off? Oh my God, Ronald Acuna. Oh my God, Ronald Acuna. Santa Maria! Are you kidding me? A leadoff home run in the All-Star game over the Green Monster. Oh, Ronnie, baby. We paid enough money for you. We didn't pay enough money. We should have paid you more. You're so good. What a start to the All-Star game. That shows the Angels. That shows us that the Angels are playing pretty well right now. But what I was saying was, those jerseys that they had in the past, I mean, they're cool looking. Some of them are. And Gunnar Henderson gets a solo shot. That's not ideal. They're cool looking, but they just, I don't know. They didn't have that same vibe. They didn't have that same vibe. When you look at an All-Star game, as Scooble gets to come in, J-Ram's on the Dodgers? I forgot about that. When you look at an All-Star game, and you see each player representing their team with their jersey on, whether it's home or away, I mean, it just makes it look so much better. So I'm glad that they made the decision to go back to that because it was clearly the right decision. They still get to wear the the All-Star team jerseys for pregame. They get to sell that merch and stuff to the fans. They still can make all that stuff, but as long as they wear their team jerseys on the field, God, it just makes it look so much better. It's just a big improvement in my opinion. So I just wanted to point that out. I know I say that every single time that I play an All-Star game, but I just have to. It's such a awesome thing to see everybody wearing their home jerseys. And like this is the only time, obviously, it's the All-Star game. The only time you get to see all of these players on the same field playing together. And you get to see like an Angels player playing with a Red Sox player and a Reds player playing with a Dodger player and all that kind of stuff. Like it's just cool. It's just super cool. So enough me gushing about the All-Star game jerseys and wearing the team jerseys. Let's focus on Skubal striking out Luis Robert. Is it Robert or Robert? I've heard it both ways for years now. I can't ever figure out how to pronounce it. I've heard people say Roberts. I've heard people say Robert. I've heard people say Robert. All kinds of crazy pronunciations for his name. Let's just call him down on 3 strikes. Ozzie Albies going up. And this is actually former teammate of Terry Skubal because Skubal was a Brave when we traded for him. So former teammate. So there's a little bit of a rivalry here, a little bit of a one-upsmanship. And Ozzie might have it on him. Although Jordan snags it out of the air. Air Jordan grabs that out of the air, saves Skubal an RBI. And here comes Jesus Lizard, Jesus Lizardo, against Ronald Acuna Jr., who smacked the only run of the game for the American League. First pitch swinging, too. That one's going to be grabbed by the shortstop. One hopper, and Acuna's thrown out. He couldn't beat it, even with 70 speed. Oh, what a throw. That's why he's an all-star. That's why he's an all-star. All right, let's keep moving here. 2-run homer, Lawrence Butler. Yeah, Lawrence Butler might very well be my white whale for MLB The Show 26. As much as James Wood has been my white whale over the past couple of years, and Royce Lewis has been on that list of guys that I've always wanted to get in MLB The Show franchises, I think Lawrence Butler I might have to add to that list because he seems to be electric. As Bryce Miller comes in, gets a big-time strikeout right there. Good job, Brycey boy. And now we'll see what we got against Gunnar Henderson, who made that amazing throw. He looks weird in a Mets uniform, by the way. That's why I didn't really recognize who it was when he threw the out on Acuna. But it's Gunnar Henderson, who made the athletic, great play to throw Acuna out in the last half inning. He gets on base there. Jason Dominguez, a Brave. A lot of movement in this franchise. I mean, to be fair, we are like, 7 years deep in this? So it makes sense, but a lot of movement. A strikeout throw-out combination? Oh, strike him out, throw him out, double play. Oh, it's not a strike him out, throw him out. Oh, I thought that was a strike. That's my bad. It's just a throw-out then. Just a caught stealing for Gunnar Henderson. I could have sworn they called that strike 3 on Dominguez, but I was a little bit wrong there. He doesn't chase the fastball high. All right, it's annoying. Whatever. There's the sinker. He goes after that one, but it hooks foul, thankfully, because that porch in right field is super shallow. Basically anything's a home run in that right field area. Unfortunately, the slider catches the outside of the plate. It's ball 4. I definitely know we did the Padres at one point on this channel because it was the year that Fernando Tatis got suspended for like 90 games or whatever, and he wasn't in the MLB The Show when they started it up. And that was when I started the franchise. So we went that whole series without having Fernando Tatis, I think, right? I think that whole series we went without him. I can't remember. Maybe we had him on the... I don't remember. If you can't tell, I have a horrible memory. But if you've been here long enough, you already know that. And that's called strike 3. All right, both pitchers, Skubal and Bryce Miller, both have very good one-inning performances here in the All-Star game. So I'm happy about that. But it is getting close to the time where we're going to have to start pinch hitting everybody. We'll give them one more inning, I guess. Did I just hit with... I think I just skipped Ronald Acuna. That's my bad. I wasn't even paying attention. I was thinking about doing the subs. Oh, look at that. We take out our Angels pitching. Yeah, I did skip with Acuna, unfortunately. Well, that's my bad. We'll give these guys one more inning each to hit, get their third at-bats, or second at-bats for Acuna. Pitching change. Matt Manning will come in. And he does a good job. Good job, Matt. They bring in Jeff Cordova. Whoa, Vladdy Jr. back-to-back with Contreras as well. Oh, the American League's hot. The American League's hot. And now it's time to pinch hit. So Acuna will get pinch hit for probably Nunez, I guess. Fernando Nunez. He gets a triple. Jacob Wilson substituted for Cole Young. And he flies out, unfortunately. We'll take out Matt Manning. We'll bring in Felix Bautista. Otani comes off the bench. All right, Jordan will get pinch hit for Jarren Duran. Strikeout. Butler pinch hit probably for one of the catchers. Oops, that's not what I want to do, but I guess it's going to be Ben Rice. I accidentally hit the button. Vladdy will get pinch hit for... Was Ben Rice the first baseman? Did I just accidentally do that? It's going to have to be... It's going to have to be Jack Olson then, I guess. My bad. Me bad. William Contreras for Austin Wells. Felix Bautista pitching change for Bo makes it. Good for Bo. He's the closer for the Mariners now. Good for Bo. He's a former Angel that we let go, and he's actually having a pretty solid season, so good for him. Good for... Isn't Kyle Teal a catcher? Why is he playing center field? Maybe I think of somebody else. Julio Rodriguez will get pinch hit for Roman Anthony. Josh Hader comes in. We will have Josh Young pinch hit for Rengifo since he can play a little third base, and that means we got to jump in here. So it's 6-2, nobody out. What can Luis Rengifo do for the good guys? He can hit it into center field, but it's not going to go deep enough. That center field in Boston's a little deep. It's not going anywhere. That's okay, Rengifo. You live and you learn. Let's get moving on here. We'll take out Bryce Terang, and we will pinch hit him for Bryson Stott. He gets a single. Nunez, I don't think we can take anybody else out. Yeah, let's keep Nunez in there. Young, I think somebody can play shortstop. No, none of these guys can play shortstop, so they'll stay in. A walk? Wow, Josh Hader's sucking. Duran will stay in. We'll pinch hit for Colt Keith. He gets a single. Jack Olson. They finally pulled Hader, and now we can bring in Bo for a little bit and see what Bo's got. Strikeout, fly out, and ground out. Good job, Bo. Bo gets the win in the or gets the save in the American League. Dominates that one. Scuba gets the win in the All-Star game. You love to see it. But we killed it from the start. I mean, that first 3 innings was pretty electric. We get the win. Now we go to the futures game, and then we have the trade deadline. Today's the day to sign draft picks. So let's get signing, guys. Sign all 3 of these. Hopefully they all offer, or they all sign. Let's just do that. Mariano Ortiz declines. So does Nick Waldron. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much if they all decline, but I'd like to have them on the team, and all 3 of them have declined their first offers. They're going to be a little stingy, aren't they? Dalton Rushing traded from the Dodgers to the White Sox. Another day to sign draft picks. We are still 3 games up on the A's. All right, let's offer him that, and he decides to sign, thankfully. Let's offer him that. He declines. Nick Waldron's being stingy. So is Robert Trimble. Wow. These guys really hate us, don't they? They did not want to get drafted by me. Thankfully, Chester Stanley accepts. What about Herschel Fiorentino? No, he declines as well. Man. Stingy, stingy, stingy young prospects. We win that one 10-5. Josh Hodge tears a finger ligament. That's never good. Can we sweep the Phillies, though? Yes, we can. We move on to the Mets. Andres Munoz, he was just an all-star, and now he gets traded from the Rays to the Cardinals for a young prospect in Juan Velez and Gregory Soto. It's kind of a big trade, actually. The Cardinals making moves, making big money moves. Declined again by Nick Waldron. Finally, Robert Trimble signs. And Fiorentino declines again. Good God. I don't even know if I want these guys anymore. We get a win there. Another day to sign draft picks. We're getting close to the trade deadline. Another decline for Nick Waldron. Finally, Fiorentino decides to sign. We can't offer Howard Miley just yet. All right, how's the pitching doing? So Paul Skeens, he's definitely turned it around. Scoobles, I mean, look at this pitching staff we got put together here. If we can add somebody else other than Jarangelo Saincha, I think we're going to be unbelievable. O'Neal Cruz is starting to cool off a little bit. At least he's on a cold streak right now. Acuna's hitting amazingly. He's 320. I mean, that's insane. We don't have like a dominant home run hitter this year. Brent Rooker's got 16. But it seems like we're just winning games regardless of not having like a big power hitter. Maybe I can trade for a power hitter at the deadline just to kind of ensure that. Bryce Terang made the All-Star game this year, and he gets traded from the Royals to the Yankees. So the Yankees are making moves. We saw the Cardinals make a move. Now the Yankees make a move. Finally, Waldron accepts. We can't offer Miley just yet. The Cardinals made a big move for a big-time closing pitcher, and now the Yankees make a move for Bryce Terang. Miley declines. Probably for the best that he doesn't sign, honestly. We'll have to get ready for our big moves. All right, we've got another draft pick offer. He declines again. You know what, Howard Miley? I'm starting to get to my wit's end with you. Today's the trade deadline. Here we go. We are 6 games up. 6 games up on the A's. Do we need another power bat? How's Schwellenbach doing? Schwellenbach is still having a very solid season. I would still be interested in acquiring his services, but who would I give up in return? Would I give up Rhett Lauder, or would I give up Durangelo? I probably would give up Durangelo, wouldn't I? Because I'm not going to give up Thomas Gillian, and I'm not going to... Would I give up Albert Myers? I probably would, wouldn't I? He's having a great season, though, but if we're going to go this year, and then that's it, then we don't need Albert Myers, do we? So I probably would be willing to give up Albert Myers. And then we'd have to give up some other stuff as well. Hopefully nothing too important, though. Were they the team that needed a... yeah, they were a team that needed a bullpen arm. So would it be Tim Herron? Has he figured it out? He hasn't really figured it out, but it was also... I was thinking about Uceda. I would be okay with trading Tim Herron, but maybe I should have pulled the trigger earlier because now I have to give up even more. Although if I give up Jeffrey Escobar, then it works. And I'd probably be willing to do that because I don't really have anybody else I like. So unless I could give up a catcher. Okay, I could give up a possible catcher or a first baseman. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Although they're on the injured list, so maybe I should give up a first baseman since we don't have a lot of depth. Although Elton Wells also. You know what? I'm just going to give up Jeffrey Escobar. We're going to make that move. We end up keeping Saintja just in case. But Schwellenbach's now here, and maybe Albert Myers can actually get some run on the big league team for the Yankees. Who knows? But they also get a bullpen arm in Tim Herron, which they needed because their bullpen was kind of trash at this point. So, and they also have Bryce Terang now, so... But we might need a power bat. Schwellenbach. I mean, our starting rotation is maybe the best I've ever had. It might be the best starting rotation I've ever had in an MLB The Show franchise. I mean, this is a phenomenal rotation we've got going on here with the addition of Schwellenbach. I've never had Schwellenbach on a team before, so I'm excited about that. All right, so let's take a look at league leaders for home runs. What kind of power bat can I acquire? Matt Wallner is a 32-year-old right fielder for the Sox. He's got to be DHing for them, right? There's no way he's playing right field for them. I guess he could be. But he's got the most home runs in the American League. Juan Soto leads the National League. Shohei's not up here? Shohei's right there, I guess. We're not going to be able to trade for Juan Soto or Gunnar Henderson or, frankly, Pete Alonso. And I don't even know if I want Pete Alonso, to be fair. I mean, Vladdy would be pretty sick, but Vladdy's going to be real tough to go after. Vladdy would be real tough to get. It might even be impossible to get him. Nolan Schonel, I'd have to throw in the deal. That's Jacques, never mind. I'd have to throw Nolan Schonel in the deal. I'd probably also have to give up... This would probably be the deal I'd have to give up Christian Campbell for. I mean, look at Christian Campbell's value. Do they need a second baseman? They have Colt Keith and Devers. Well, that's right. We traded Devers here. I forgot about that. That's how we got Caminero. It definitely would have to be Christian Campbell. And I think our time has finally passed with Campbell. He's been cool. We acquired him back in 2025 or 20, yeah, I think back in 2025. He's been fun, but he's just never really taken off. And maybe that's on me for not giving him the opportunity to take off, but he's never really taken off. And if we can acquire a bat like Vladdy, who's on the last year of his deal, it's a total rental. I think this would be the right move. But we would have to either give up Jacques or we'd have to give up Nolan Schonel. Because Vladdy's going to start at first base for us. The budget, unfortunately, for the Tigers is not really in our favor. It's not really in our favor. I think I'd be willing to give up Jacques. I know that if we trade Schonel, it'd be a little bit smarter because we'd save a little bit more money. But we're going for another World Series here, so I think I'm going to do that. Boom, massive trade. We finally dump Christian Campbell off our team, which I didn't really want to do, but we had to. Let's be real. We had to. And now we acquire that one remaining bat in the lineup that is going to give us that power. This team's kind of insane now at this point. We had to acquire that power bat, and now Vladdy's on the team. Big addition, huge addition to the squad. 2 new additions. So we make some big moves at the deadline. Schwellenbach and Vladdy are now on the team. We've got an insane roster. An absolutely insane roster. And yeah, Vladdy is a rental. He's a half a year rental. But if we're only going one more season, we barely have any money now. If we're only going this final season, and we're trying to win our 3rd World Series in 4 years, you got to pull all the strings. You got to try everything you can. And I do need to sign some free agents, especially second basemen, to play some minor league baseball for us. So let's go and do that right now. I just need some depth. So let's grab some young people that can play some DH or play some second base minor league, just so we have some depth on the roster. I'll even grab an extra first baseman since we traded Jacques. I'll grab a couple left fielders too, just so we have some depth at the left field spot. There we go. Grab a center fielder. We can grab a right fielder too, just to have some bodies. Just need some bodies on the roster. Now it looks like now we actually have some people on here, thankfully. All right, let me grab a shortstop too. Let me grab a shortstop. I didn't realize shortstop was so low. So let's go grab a shortstop real quick. This 19-year-old's in free agency, might as well. All right, perfect. Okay, so 2 huge additions to the roster. Actually insane. There's the big trade. Jacques Caglione and Christian Campbell, 2 27-year-olds traded for Vladdy, half a year rental. And then there's the Schwellenbach deal. Obviously, Albert Meyer's the big piece of it. I think it's the final day to sign draft picks. And we only have 1 remaining. I don't honestly know if I care, and he's not going to come in. I honestly don't really care that he's not signing. It's not the end of the world. Let's move into August. We need to dominate. We made those big moves, so we got to... Scuba had a broken nail in that game. We got to show that it was worth making those moves. And this is going to be the final time we jump in the episode. It is Logan O'Hoppe with the bases loaded, tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Let's go see if we can make some magic happen. O'Hoppe at the plate. Bases are juiced. Bottom 8, Gregory Soto on the mound. Can O'Hoppe make anything happen? That was a super inside zone slider. Did not really want to swing at that, but I did anyway because I'm stupid. And that's a beautifully painted sweeper right on the edge of the plate. Great location from Soto on that one. But he throws inside on the fastball. Doesn't get me on that one. Come on, O'Hoppe. You used to have the magic a couple of years ago. Oh, I was super early. Ew. That one's on me. I was so early, it's kind of disgusting how early I was. We do end up with the win. De Paula keeps dominating, man. De Paula keeps on playing the best brand of baseball he can play. And we move on to probably the end of the episode right here. James Wood will get the loss. Well, he won't get the loss, but we lose the game. Let's finish the series against the Tigers here. Rich Navarre, 1 to 2 weeks with an injury. Ricky Riddick injured. We sweep the Tigers, which is good because the Tigers are about 500. We are 71 and 47. Let's just take a quick little look at this roster, man. I just want to show you this roster. We've got an amazing pitching staff. Rhett Lauder technically is the worst one of the bunch, and he's having a great season. Miller's having a phenomenal year. Scooble's doing well. Schwellenbach's doing well. And Skeens has figured it out. Our bullpen is loaded. I mean, we have so many people in this bullpen. It's almost too many people in the bullpen. And then the lineup is actually insane as well. We add in Vladdy, who has not hit a home run since coming over here. And that's the whole reason we brought him in. But that's okay. He'll get it figured out. He'll get it figured out. But this team is on fire, man. We are so, so good. I think the only thing that I would do is I would call up Sam, or I would move down one of my bullpen arms and call up somebody from the lineup to give us a little bit more depth there. And I think I'm going to do that. So we have these guys in here. I mean, we have these two in the bullpen. I think I'm going to move down Uceda. I think I'm going to send him down to AAA. Oh, I can't do that. I tried to do that last time, didn't I? I'm so stupid. I tried to do that last time, and I couldn't do it. I could send down Saintja until the September call-ups, and I think I might do that. Let's just give Saintja some time in the minors. He'll be back up at September, but I think it's time to call up Theo Gillen again. Get him back up here, just to give us some more work in the lineup areas. And I think my other September call-up when we get there is either going to be Hoyt Cook, or it's going to be James Tibbs, or it's going to be, obviously, Drangelo Saintja. But our bullpen is so loaded right now with bodies, I don't even know if we need to have Saintja up here. We'll have to figure it out as we go. But that is going to do it for the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. We will finish the year in the next episode, go through August and September in the next episode. I cannot wait because we have a loaded roster at this point. Maybe the best roster overall that I've ever had in an MLB The Show franchise in one single season. So I'm super excited for the next episode. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.